Welcome back to a very long-awaited, well, maybe it wasn't that long-awaited, but it's been a while since I've made another Why Math Why. I've missed you guys, so hopefully you will enjoy this little throwback to some of the basics in math. So today what we're going to talk about is something that I think I took for granted for years, which is the idea of how to add large amounts of numbers. It's just something that you accept, right? So it's the idea of carrying over numbers and why that works the way it does. I don't think it's anything that's brilliant, but it's something we just accept. So I want to go over the why behind it. It'll be a quick video, but I thought it was cool. So the way that we've accepted this is we add 2 plus 9, that gives us 11. So we carry the 1, and then we do 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 8 is 15. So we have the single digit of that 15 goes down here. The 1 goes up here. 1 plus 1 is 2. And it's 251. So let's look at this from a couple of different perspectives. The first perspective is that it makes sense, just from a number sense standpoint. Number sense is the idea that you can look at an answer and say, yeah, you know what, that's a sensible answer. That makes sense. So if you have something in the mid 100s plus something in the high 80s, but this isn't quite 200 and that's not quite 100, you're not going to quite get 300. You're going to get something a little shy of that, around 250, right? So 251 makes sense as an answer. But why is it that we can just carry these numbers? So I'm going to split this problem up in a different way. 162 is the same as 100 plus 60 plus 2. And 89 is the same as 80 plus 9. So it's a little bit of a different way of looking at it. But it is the truth. 100, you get your hundreds place, plus 60, which is your tens place, plus 2. Well, so you really have 100, 6 tens, 2 units, 8 tens, and 9 units. So if I add up 2 and 9, we know that we get 11. Okay, so 2 plus 9, we'll kind of do that off to the side, is equal to 11. Now, in terms of the digits here, the units, that's 11 units. What's 11 units? 10 plus 1 unit left over. So the 1 unit we have left over, we can count that. If you think of the units place as, well, units themselves, you have one single digit number right there, but you have a 10 left over. What do we do with a 10? Well, we carry it up here. That 10 is represented by this number right here. That is a single 10 that we put up top. Hence, we carry it. 10 plus 60 is 70, plus 80 is going to be 150. Okay, so we'll do that math out here. So 10 plus 60 plus 80 is going to be 150. So that is, if you split it up, 100 plus 50, or 1 100, 1 100, and 5 tens, 5 tens. So you get the 1 plus the 50, and we carried the 100 up here, right? So that 50 came from this idea. How many hundreds do we have? 1, 2 hundreds. And so when you add it all up, you get 251. So the idea of carrying is just, I think it's so fascinating to me. It makes perfect sense, but it's something that we've just accepted. And I think it's about high time you don't just accept it. And you think about it from the perspective of, once you go above 10 in the units, right here, these single digit units, you don't have any more units that can be held past 9. So you have 1 remaining on top of the 11. 1 full 10 plus 1 is the 11 that we got right here. Then you have 1 10, 6 tens, or 60, 8 tens, or 80. And so how many tens do we have? 1 and 6 is 7, and 8 is 15 tens. 15 tens is 150. We can split that up into 1 100 plus 5 tens. Here's your 5 tens. Here's your 1 100 plus another 100 is 2 100s. It adds up to 251. So I don't know. It blows my mind. I think it's so cool how simple math can be broken down into something that is logically infallible. You can't break that down and say, well, addition doesn't really work. Yeah, no, it completely works based on the system, and there's nothing that can break it. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I don't go another full month between my next Why Math Why and this last one. But, hopefully this is something that gives you a little bit of pause to think about the very basic math that we do all the time. Not to make it more complex, but to just show you that there's so much that goes on in math that is so very beautiful, beyond just accepting facts. All right, until next time, I hope you keep mathing hard. Until then, peace.